What's up, Divine Chakras? Welcome back to the channel. We are in the car and it's Tuesday. It is Tuesday. Oh my gosh. We are coming to the end of May. It's already about to be June. We are in Gemini season. And it's just a lot going on right now. Not even a lot going on like in a bad way, but just a lot going on. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. A lot going on in a very positive way, at least for me. All right. I don't know about you, but as I woke up this morning and I just got ready, I was just really thinking about gratefulness, gratitude, and being so grateful for the things that I have and the things that are coming. I'm not even going to say things I don't have, okay? But the things that are coming, that are being invited in by my higher thinking. And so that really got me to thinking about a lot of other things. But within the atmosphere, I don't know if you guys know, but there is a series of solar storms happening right now, and we're considered to be like in a solar minimum right now. There's a solar maximum and a solar minimum, and this is just based off of research that I just did because I saw someone talking about the solar storms, and I didn't want to be ignorant or left out of the loop because I'm like, these solar storms obviously have an effect on our consciousness. Specifically with our third eye, our pineal gland, right? And a lot of you all know that the pineal gland, or you may not know, but the pineal gland is affected by electromagnetic fields. So, hence, why people that have pretty open third eyes are pretty clairvoyant. They can see spirits and things like that because there's an interruption within the electromagnetic field. And so that is why the third eye is directly linked to the electromagnetic field. Not only that, but also your senses, but, also the all-seeing eye. You can see through any reality, okay? And so with that being said, the solar storms do affect the electromagnetic field. They can, at least, especially at a solar maximum. And so I don't know if you all know, but these solar storms go on a cycle of 11 years, which I thought was ironic. So 11-year cycle for the sun, okay, which is an illumination, all right, illuminating. So we know that 11 has to do with the illuminating, manifestations, things like that, right? And a lot of what is happening right now has to do with just that, as far as the solar storms is concerned. So I definitely feel like you all should educate yourself on that. If you're not familiar with the solar storms, definitely get yourself familiar with that. But getting back to gratitude, these solar storms, I really feel like, because, I've done my research on how it affects our consciousness, but, I always got to put a shalom type of, I got to put a shalom, I guess, viewing on this, like from my viewpoint, so to say. And basically, like, what I've noticed even over the past few months, I know for me personally, I've been through like this big tower moment in my life where, I'm starting to realize that, a lot of times, even though, we are these spiritual beings living in a physical existence, I still feel like our physical sometimes gets in the way of our in the way of our spiritual. And I just have so much gratitude for being able to have this tower moment because I'm now able to see things for what they are. I'm now able to realize that, greatness can't be rushed. There's a lot of things in life that cannot be rushed. And a glow up process cannot be rushed. Success cannot be rushed. Okay. Long-term success cannot be rushed. It's something that takes time, and if you want something to last a long time, then you got to be willing to put in the work You have to be able to put that much into the marathon if you're going to win the continuous race. And so, it really makes me sit back and just really reevaluate a lot of the people that are in my life specifically, and why are they in my life. Okay. Not just who is in my life, but who is in my life and why. What type of substance, what type of resources do they bring to our friendship table, to our associate table? Why am I associating myself with you? Because you do this for me, because you do that for me. And, it seems crude, and critical, but that is what we need to start doing, especially as empaths and spiritual beings, is, really figuring out why we have certain people in our lives. And I say this because, it really affects the way our outcomes will be. Just like they say, birds of a feather flock together. Most friends who are friends, we're typically friends with people that we have some type of shared interest with them, some type of existing, there is an existing pattern between people that we deal with. And we sometimes have to take, because it's like an inventory of your friendships, right? We have to take an inventory of family, of friendships. Why do we deal with the people that we deal with? And that is also a reflection on ourselves, because we are each other's reflections, right? We say that to each other, but do we say that to the people that we really actually are around? And we may be afraid to put that reflection on them, because we realize that, they are who we are, or they're everything that we don't want to be, what we actually are. It's like you have that friend who you keep around, right? Because you want to know all the ins and outs of what's going on, what's happening. But it's like, but we have nothing in common, except for the fact that, I just want to know all the drama and the bullshit that's happening because I'm no longer around. But you are my extension into that world that I used to be, because I still want to figure out what's going on, but I don't want to be completely invested in it. And it's like, oh, okay, but you're keeping me around to use me for my information. It's like we're using people, and we're continuously allowing ourselves to be entrapped, and the disease still begins to spread because we don't want to cut off the cancer. We don't want to cut off ourselves completely from whatever it is that we cut ourselves off of. So, we may keep an extension of it around, just to have it at convenience, when we can pull it in and push it out when we want. Number one, that's not fair to us, but number two, that's not fair to the other person. So if you have this epiphany, if you know this about someone or whatever in your life, and you're continuously keeping them on a string and keeping them as a puppet, then you're no better than the person that's coming to you, continue to tell you the bullshit, knowing that you don't want to invest yourself fully in that lifestyle anymore, because, you moved on to bigger and better things. If you moved on to bigger and better things, let it just be that, like get away from everything that is not putting you in a position to win. It's not putting you in a position to be successful. That's why I segregated myself from people that I've been friends with since I was in elementary school, because they weren't on the level that I was on spiritually, the evolution of my mind was changing, and they, number one, didn't respect me, but number two, they tried to question me and tried to debate me about what it is that I was wanting to practice. And to me, that's unacceptable. Number one. Number two, if all the conversations we have is about, what celebrity is doing this, that, and the third, all the drama that's happening as far as, you know, what may be going on in other outside friend circles, you know, or just talking about people. What it's like, but why aren't we talking about making money moves here? We're all, you know, friends. We all like some of the same stuff as far as fashion and stuff is concerned. Anytime, you know, I want to talk about making a business, it's like people start faking, you know? And those are the people that we don't need to be around. These are the people we don't need to associate ourselves with, when all they care about is the drama that's going on outside and they don't even want to build. You know, like they say, when it's time to build, Black people don't have nothing to say. And not just, you know, not trying to be like a racially charged statement, whatever, but, you know, that's the only thing I can really think of off the top of my head, is that, you know, Black people want to sit down and gossip about shit all day, but when it comes to actually building, Black people don't have nothing to say, you know? So with that being said, you know, tying that into gratitude, I'm just really sitting here thinking today, like, how grateful and just full of gratitude I am to be in a place of, you know, knowing that there's so many toxic people and situations that I have cut off, and there's still a few that I have not cut off. And it's like, you know, the universe continuously is showing me that these particular persons that are left around still aren't good, you know, still aren't good, and still aren't, oh my God, I can't talk, still aren't good enough to be around me, as far as they are just not on the same level spiritually as I am, mentally as I am, you know, financially, whatever that the case may be for you. For me, it's all the above, you know? And it's like, why do we continue to hold on to these relationships? Why do we continue to, it's like we're afraid, you know, we're afraid to let go, because we feel like we're not going to have anyone. We're not going to have anyone around. But I mean, shit, y'all didn't come into this world with nobody unless you were a twin. And even then, you still had your own individual, like, sack, so to say. As a twin, you know, you weren't like, you were in the stomach together, but you came in by yourself. You know what I mean? And you're going to die by yourself. No one's going to die with you as far as being in the same coffin as you or whatever. Like, you're going to have your own transitional period. No one has lived the life that you live. So when you transition, even if you may die with someone, everyone's transition period is different. Everyone goes to different places when they transition. And I don't mean heaven or hell, you know, I mean, wherever it is that your spirit may take you once you transition into the next life. Are you going to reincarnate? Are you going to go sit with the ancestors? Are you going to float around and haunt people for the rest of your lives? Like, what is you going to do? I don't know. It just depends on what is on your subconscious mind. What is in your consciousness that keeps you bound to either earth, you know, allows you to transition, and vice versa. So with that being said, like, we're all on different paths, right? We're all living on different timelines. Even though you may see me and I may see you, I'm on a different timeline than most people, you know? And someone may be on a different timeline than me. Someone may be on the timeline of, you know, getting rich and die trying, while I may be on the timeline of wanting to be abundant and prosperous through my own means of doing the work that I want to do, that the universe has called me to do. You see the difference? It's like, okay, this fast money person may be out in the streets selling drugs, maybe in the strip club stripping, you know, whatever it is that, you know, they want to do to get the money. Yeah, we all want to get money, but how do we go about doing it? You know, and that's our timeline. You may have a 9-to-5. That's your timeline. That's not my timeline. So we got to associate ourselves with people that are on the same timeline as us. All right. And that's how all this, like, ties in together. And this is the deep shit. This is the deep shit I be thinking sometimes. Like, I need to find people that are on my same timeline. And how do you do that? Your vibe attracts your tribe. Your vibe is your timeline, and your vibe have a lot to do with who stays in your life and who leaves, who has to leave. You know, who do you entertain? Who are you not going to entertain? Who are you going to allow to entertain you? Right? And all these people tie into each other, because essentially this is what is going to This is what is going to dictate your investment within yourself, right? Are you going to have people around you that motivate you to want to do better? Or are you going to have people that are going to motivate you because they want you to stay in their misery, you know? That's why it's so hard for me. Like, I know as a healer, people come to me with their problems and their issues and they want to talk things out. But it's like when you're constantly speaking to people that are just full of drama, you got to find some way to cut yourself off. You have to find some way to protect yourself and your aura. Because as healers, we take in so much. A lot of times we don't know how to ground that. A lot of times we don't know how to take that info and ground it and transfer it into something else. Because every time we receive a bit of information, that is energy that is being transmuted from one source to another. We then take that information, and however our emotions process it, it may make us angry, may make us sad, or maybe neutral and don't do anything else to us at all. We have to learn how to make things that we receive and process as a neutral. We have to, unless, obviously it has to do with like family and things like that. But even then it's like, we have to learn how to control our emotions. Because if we don't learn how to control our emotions, then what's going to happen is that once we transmute that energy, it's either going to be sent somewhere where it's going to take away from our battery, take away from our cell phone battery. If we leave programs running for too long, if we continue to dwell in things too long, same type of deal, all right? Then what will happen is our battery will start to drain because we haven't closed those apps out, all right? We haven't closed those feelings out. We haven't closed those emotions out and used them to do something else. When we close the app, we take that energy and we transmute it back into the battery life, all right? So we have to learn how to take that energy that we receive, even if it is from unwanted people. We have to learn how to be able to take that energy, that information, and transmute it into something else. Okay. For example, like, if you are dating someone and you don't, you're staying abstinent, but you all may get into a hot and heavy situation where, you become, turned on or whatever. And now, you ready to get some, but it's like, you're on this journey to being abstinent. Okay. So what do you do, right? What do you do with that sexual energy that now has been built up inside of you? You can go work out, you can go create, you can go and cook something, you can go and skate, you can go and bowl, you can go and read, anything to take that energy and not give it to what it think it needs, but something that's going to keep you on the path that you are on so that you can stay consistent. All right. I'm just so grateful that I'm able to understand and process this information and be able to add it in and layer it in my life as something of value. Okay. And these solar storms, like, they affect a lot of these different emotions that I was talking to you all about. So just know that, like, be aware, like, when you meet people or when you converse and talk to people on a daily basis, like, continuously use your third eye as a way to see the situation for what it is, to be able to see through the situation for what it is, to be able to see the person or hear the information for what it is. Okay. We have to be aware, especially in Gemini season, right? Communication. All right. Communication. Also new information, new ways of doing things, new ways of seeing things, new ways of implementing things. Okay. There's so much communication happening right now, and even new processing, new ways of seeing, almost like the Aquarius. Okay. Air signs. Aquarius are very, like, innovative thinkers. They think outside the box. All right. Geminis are the same way as well, but they're more free-minded. They're more free-spirited, especially the women. They're a lot more free-spirited, even though they can switch up and be emotional sometimes. They're very free-spirited, right? And we have a new moon coming up in Gemini. And so, it's really time for us to start planting seeds of seeing things for what they are, Okay. And being able to not only speak on it, because Geminis definitely have no problem speaking up and speaking their mind, but speaking on that, right, throat chakra, but also being able to communicate and relay information back, not even with the filter, so to say, but so that it filters through, because the communication then goes to the third eye, because we ascend up, right? So once you receive information, once you gain the knowledge that you need through the throat chakra, it is then processed and it can be seen through the third eye as for what it is. And then you can either communicate it, or you can take the information and evolve from it, which will be through your crown chakra. But with all of these, we have to have the center, the heart center, the gratitude, the love, and with the love, comes the core, which is the value, how you not only value yourself and see yourself, but how confident are you within that? That's where our solar plexus comes in, right? And also then, the feelings of how we see ourselves, our confidence, our passion, our love for ourselves. That's our sacral as well as our heart chakra, but your sacral and then your root. As long as you're grounded within mother, then, and you're on two, 10 toes down, as they say, solid feet to the ground, you know where you're going, where your path lies, that you have to stay consistent. That's your grounding. That's all your chakras right there. So you got to be aligned. If you're not aligned, if there's some chakra that is not spinning the way it should, or you have not faced things in your life that you should, in order to close those doors, in order to close those chapters, close those cycles, those karmic cycles, then what's going to happen is you're going to continue to be this emotional roller coaster that's never going to be happy, because you haven't grounded yourself and rooted yourself within this matrix. You don't know who you are. Knowledge of self. You don't even know who you are. You don't know what is as above, so below, as within, so without. You don't know what's coming or going. You don't know shit. And so you walk around saying that you do, or you think you do, but it's like when you meet certain people, you continue to display the fact that you aren't. And they may not even see it. All right. Or they may not see it at first, because they may not know what type of lifestyle you're in. Okay. So that's why I always tell people, man, don't be telling everybody what you do. Like, especially with this spiritual shit, people will try to throw stuff right back in your face. Like, oh, well, if you're so spiritual, then if you're such a healer, then blah, 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 blah. And it's like, shut your ass up. You and your ego, right? Just shut up. But anyways, and that's another thing. We got to learn how to not be so emotional about that. But I say all this to say, like, I was just sitting back and thinking, really in deep thought about this whole situation with my ex. And, a lot of y'all don't know the story, and eventually I'll talk about it one day. But, I'm just closing the chapter on this, because even though I thought I had moved on, even after the fight, even after going to court and getting my protective order against her, I still realized that, I still had some feelings attached. I had some feelings that were still lingering from this relationship. And when I had my tarot reading the other day, I had portals that were still open around me. At that point, her portal had reopened around me. And, as much as I was trying to close a chapter of that relationship, I had to realize that even though we may have moved on from a situation, it doesn't mean that that chapter is closed. It doesn't mean that that karmic cycle is done. We have to close those doors ourselves. These doors will not close by themselves. We have to go back and actually close the doors of these karmic cycles. If we don't, they will continue to stay open. And, we will continue to have these voids that are filled, right? We'll continue to not have open voids, open space in our electromagnetic field to be able to invite things in. As much I tell some of y'all in tarot readings all the time, you have to let go of this. If you want so much more in your life to be better, Why don't you let go of some of these bags so that you can pick up some new bags that are much lighter, that are much more beneficial than this fucking pile of rocks that you're carrying around, these sticks that you're carrying around on your back, like the 10 of Wands, and eventually your back is going to break. Eventually you're going to break down to the point where you may not be able to get back up, because of the amount of bags that you've carried throughout the years, throughout the decades. Like, your back can't take no more. Even if you gave your back some lightweight bags and said it's full of money, your back still wouldn't be able to get up because of all the shit that you done been through, because now you can't even see the situation for what it really is. Now you can't even see that the situation is really in your benefit because of the amount of situations that you may have been through in the past that have clouded your judgment, clouded your third eye. We got to clear this shit out. We got to take it and wipe the lens off, right? So we can see clearly. A lot of us are still blind. Me included. Me included. Man, that's a real ass statement right there. A lot of us are still clouded. There's still so much more releasing that we have to do. There's still so much more releasing. And just as long as it took for you to gain these relationships, it may take just as long for you to release them. And that's okay. That's okay. I'm not going to sit around and say, oh, how could I think about this person if this person has done this to me? It's like, but you had a relationship with them. You had emotional ties and cords to certain people, to certain situations in your life. You got to start chopping them cords up. I have a video on cord cutting. We got to start taking we got to start taking accountability for the relationships that we've allowed to come into our lives, and then we have to take accountability on ourselves to get rid of them and to cut them off and to close those chapters permanently, so that they don't, so that it does not come back as unread or unprocessed information when shit hits the fan, or when the tower moment comes and you can't say I didn't see that coming when you know damn well you did. Yeah. This one got a hole in it. I rolled these J's the other day, y'all, and I did not smoke them. I went to a concert. Well, not even a concert. I went out. Anyway. I hope y'all was following me on that, channel tangent I was just having. Because I was literally, in this zone of just wanting to get it all out. Oh my gosh. But anyway, so getting back to being grateful, man. I'm just so grateful that I'm in this moment with you all. I'm just so grateful right now for, my life, for everything that I have, for the people that are in my life, for the people that are coming in my life, right? I'm grateful for being able to cut off toxic relationships that no longer serve me, toxic situations that no longer serve me. I'm so grateful to be able to do that and have the power. Universe, continue to empower me. Ancestors, guides, Ashe, continue to empower me and push me to, being a stronger person for myself, for standing up and being an advocate for, who I am, my mission, for my soul mission, the mission that you sent me to do. God's favorites have the hardest time, but that does not necessarily mean that we have to live a life that shows that. Continue to give us the strength to be able to push through, and to be not only operational in our higher selves, but also allow us to find power within that. Ashe, be confident, stand up in our truth, exercising our throat chakra, which is so important. One of the most important chakras besides the root chakra and the heart chakra is the throat chakra. So, being able to communicate not only that, but also to receive information so we may process it through our third eye and see it for what it is. Continuously keep our third eye clean, open, and balanced, that, we may be protected from entities that may be trying to invade in our electromagnetic fields that don't belong. So that we can, again, see the situation for what it is and get rid of it, ground it, and put it and transition it into some type of different energy that will be uplifting to us. And not only that, but bring us success, abundance, and prosperity. And love, of course, as always. And Man, it just makes you really understand the importance of chakra balancing and energetic balancing, and becoming aligned with yourself, knowing yourself. It just all it makes for a happy life. It makes for a much happier, much more comfortable, much more energetic, much more fulfilling life. Why do you think some people go off on their own and go into the middle of the woods to go live and shit? Nobody want to be around when no one around you serves you, no situation around you serves you, because no one is on the same mental mind path as you. You know, it's like the atheist that the atheist that goes around Christians and they don't believe in God, but everyone's talking about God and they're like, these people don't serve me because they don't think on the same spiritual level as me. You gotta move on and find you a tribe that fits you, or be on your own until you do. Because eventually those people will come. If you're living on that vibration, you will attract those that are on the same wavelength as you, as long as you're living authentically in your truth. And you know where you're going and you're seeing what's in front of you and you're seeing situations for what they are. As long as you're authentically living like that, you have no reason but to win. All right. And it's not by anyone's standards. It's only by your own. So don't think that you're winning based off of someone else's life. Like, be winning for yourself because you want to win. Fuck that. Anyways, I think I rambled on enough. That was definitely a channel. That was definitely a channeled message for you all. So anyways, to business really quick, I'm just so grateful. Again, gratitude. 3,000 subscribers, man. 78 videos later, we have, well over 3,000 subscribers. So I'm just so grateful for those that have decided to follow me, for those that watch me faithfully, for those that have supported me since day one. Back in 2017, September, when I started this channel. Oh my God, it's almost been 2 years this September. So I know that I took, a couple breaks and all these things. And I feel like I definitely, could be further along, reaching out to more people than I thought that I would, but it's okay. I have some videos on here that are over 10,000 views. So I'm just so grateful to be able to reach so many people that may have been looking for something on YouTube and they found it based on the fact that, I was talking about it. So I can only be ever so grateful. I know some of my top videos are the binding spell, the pendulum video, and not the when I was working with my pendulum, but the actual video about how to program your pendulum. Also, my yoni egg videos are super popular as well. So there's also my video about the Ankh that is very popular too, but I know specifically the binding video is like the number one on my stats. So I still have yet to monetize my channel. You guys see that? So, I don't make any money off of YouTube. When I do these videos, it's just because I want to put the knowledge out there. And I have a lot of videos on here. So with that being said, yes, I am bragging on myself. Pat on the back. Don't be mad. All right. Don't hate. But I do have a lot more content coming for you all. I know I still have the spiritual haul to do. I actually just bought more stuff. So that's the only reason why I held off, is because I bought more stuff and I just wanted to be able to include that in the spiritual haul. I also have some videos as well that I want to do very soon, involving how I cleanse my tarot cards, the number series. So I'm just putting together all the rest of the information for the number series. The number series will be coming very soon. I told you guys I want to pull tarot cards on each of the triple numbers that we see a lot. So 000, 111, 222. I want to pull tarot cards and see what tarot or what spirit has to say about these numbers, okay? And then based on their definitive answer that, may come from whatever one of these websites that we find that we love, I just want to compare what the cards say to what it says on black and white. All right. a few other videos that I have. A 3,000 a 3,000 subscriber giveaway videos coming too, and I will be doing that separately. So because we're at 2,999.999 Ashe. So I definitely want to make sure that I get you all a giveaway at every 1,000 subscriber mark. So it seems like we're just growing every day. So welcome to all my new subscribers. I do need to also do an updated intro video and tell you all who I am, how I got started in my journey. I did this video a while ago, but I need to do an updated one. I find for those that just don't know who I am, who Shalom is. Okay, I need to give y'all an update because some of y'all have been here since day one and y'all know me from the tribe from Facebook. But yeah, so update coming very, very shortly. Don't y'all worry. Probably will do the update this week before anything so that I can reintroduce myself. All right. But anywho, I hope you all enjoy your week. Thanks for listening to my channeled message as I ramble on, but I just feel good about sometimes getting messages out because I feel like a lot of y'all really need guidance right now. Like even with my channeled message from like, I think 2 videos ago, when a lot of people were like, yes, sis, I'm feeling this message. I just feel like anytime I have the urge to need a channel or need to actually do a reading, that I'm just going to act on it because I really feel like someone needed to hear it in that moment. All I want to do is just save a life a day. If I could save 1 life a day, like my sole purpose has been done. Like, and that's just how I really feel about it. So, anywho, finish my J. I love y'all, and I will talk to you soon. Peace.